what's up guys? Thanks for tuning in. So today we are going to give you some pro tips and tricks on handling these pesky piano pillars. It's basically a two-step process with one simple product. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the process here at the Detailer's Lab. Alright, what's up guys? So again, thank you for tuning in, and today what we have is these piano pillars. Oftentimes looked at as a pain in the butt or something that is often overthought, over-processed. It's actually a very simple process. It's just a delicate process. A lot of times guys will look at these and say, wow, they're so bad, and they immediately grab a heavy compound or wool pads or just generate way too much heat, and they actually are just spinning their tires in their mud. They're making the process harder and worse than it needs to be. It's actually a very simple process. Like I said, most of the time you can get knocked out with two steps. In some cases, if the pillars aren't bad, you really only need one pad. See how I mixed up bad and pad there? But you really only need one pad in some instances. These though are a little bit worse. So the process that we're basically doing is we are using our Flex 3-inch polisher. We are using a Buff and Shine Eurofiber that is a medium dense pad. It's a fiber pad. It's not a wool pad, it's not a heavy cutting pad, it's just a medium pad. We are using a Lake Country HDO pad, and we are using probably one of the best polishes that you can get, Optimum Hyper Polish. This is a fantastic polish because it is open to all detailers. You don't need to be pro certified, you don't need to be accredited, any of that stuff. Obviously, if you go through Optimum and get accredited, you can get it cheaper, but anybody can do this as long as you have enough money to buy a polisher and a couple pads and some polish, you're good to go. So before I do the process, I want to explain what happens and what these are. So these are basically plastic. They are not paint like the car where you can actually take layers and layers and layers of clear coat off. It also is a lot more delicate than paint. Paint has a certain durability or an H factor to it. These really do not. These are incredibly soft, they are incredibly fragile. So in this whole process, really what you want to do is keep your heat down. And by using a lighter pad or a polishing pad, a foam pad, you're reducing surface tension and reducing heat. If you have your speed too high on your polisher, if you get too aggressive, if you lean into it, you're going to generate heat, you're going to swirl the living heck out of those. So first I'm going to just kind of move the camera here and show you how these look. I wasn't sure if you could pick it up. So these look pretty bad. This is a 2017 Raptor. They're pretty jacked up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this two-step process. A major factor when I do this process is I do not wipe in between. And the reason why I do that is because, like I said, these pillars are very soft, and by not wiping can potentially eliminate putting some swirls in. If you wipe too hard, if you work too hard, if you heat the panel up too fast and then wipe, you can actually create towel marks from wiping. So I like to go very low on my speed, somewhere around 3,000 to 3,500 OPMs. I wipe very gently, and I leave a little bit of playtime in between wiping and polishing, just to let the panel kind of constrict, because essentially what happens is that there is heat that's generated. It expands the panel, and then if you wipe too quick, or like I said, you have your polisher too high, it expands it even more. It never fully constricts back in, if I can talk. Never fully constricts back in. It's softer, you wipe it, you create towel marks. So keeping your heat low is very important. Do not push too hard on the panel. Essentially just the weight of your hand should kind of keep it in place. So what I'll do here is I'll readjust the camera, I'll get it set up, we'll do a little time lapse and look at these after, and we'll recap. All right, so here we have the Eurofiber pad, and we have our Optimum Hyper Polish. Like I said, it's a very nice, versatile polish. It will cut without overcutting. It will not generate too much heat with this pad that we're using. Spreads very well. You only really need about a spray on there. So what we'll do here, looks like the camera's in a good spot. I'm just gonna do half of this here so you can kind of see a real true 50-50. Alright, so you can all say hi to Austin as he cleans the glass there. But we are not going to wipe that off. Leave it on because, like I said, right now that pad has generated the most heat, okay? I had my polisher at about 3,500 OPMs. That stands for oscillations per minute, in case you were wondering. So now, I again have just did a spray of hyper polish on a Lake Country HDO pad. It's a medium dense foam pad, so it works a little bit different. It's a little bit lighter. And the combination of this with the polish and just the fact that we're gonna go at a lower speed and spend some time will finish these pillars pretty much flawlessly. So I'm gonna spread this out, I'm gonna knock this down, and we're gonna take a look at it. Another thing I'd like to point out about hyper polish is you might be asking, why didn't you tape off around here? Hyper polish will not stain trim. So that is a big reason why I use it in this particular setup. I will come through and wipe this down with an all-purpose cleaner. However, it doesn't stain trim. The additives that it has in it, it is mainly made of distillates and some water, so it just won't stain the trim. So now what we'll do is just gently wipe this down, and you'll notice how I kind of gave myself some time in between just to let that panel cool. Because like I said, in this process, heat is your enemy. And you can see here that that is one heck of a 50-50. Now, depending on your customer's expectations, you can still see there are some scratches right here that I'm gonna knock down. This was strictly for demonstration. A lot of times you do have to do a second pass. You can see some scratches here. And that's a tip that I could say too. Don't try to do this whole pillar because you're gonna kind of, I guess, burn yourself out. Split them into quarters. So do this small section here, go up top. And honestly, these little sections here often can get knocked down by the orange pad, or the medium pad, I should say. It depends on the manufacturer of what you use that will determine the color. But you can see a big difference here and there. And a lot of times when pillars are this bad, you do have to do a couple extra passes to clean them up. But ultimately, when I come through with the orange pad, these will get knocked down. You know, obviously we haven't touched any of this, but that is a huge difference left to right. No heavy compounds, no wool pads, nothing like that. So hopefully that helps you guys in fixing these. Like I said, heat really is your biggest enemy when doing these. So definitely try to keep your heat down. All right, guys, hopefully you found that video helpful. Again, like I said, this is a process that I think a lot of guys overthink. They go into it thinking they need a heavy compound, heavy pads, things like that. It is a meticulous process. They are very soft, delicate panels. If you generate too much heat, like I said, you're gonna be spinning your tires in the mud. 99% of the jobs I do, I'm able to knock those down in 2 steps. Like I said, it does take some refinement, some going over a few times. Like I said, they scratch really, really bad. There's a ton of defects, but you can see by their video there how efficiently they can clean up. It just is really your eye of detail and how OCD you are and how clean you want to get them. So we're gonna finish cleaning these up. I do thank you very much for tuning in. If you found this video helpful, please give us a thumbs up, give us a like and a subscribe, leave comments in the comment section. If there is a topic that is referred to anything in detailing or the science of detailing or just anything with cars, please leave a comment in the comment section or message us and let us know, and we will get that video up to you as soon as we can. I'd like to thank our suppliers today, Flex, Optimum, Lake Country, and Buff & Shine. All great manufacturers. I will leave the link in the description, so if you guys are interested in picking these products up, you can get them from places such as AutoGeek, detailing.com, AutoAlity, tons of other places. So all those links will be readily available. Like I said, give us a like and a subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section, and we'll see you next time on the Detailer's Lab.